Today my topic is about how I make or earn 15 grand. Swedish krona, I wish it was American dollar, but it's Swedish krona 15,000. In fact, more than 15,000, was like almost 16,000 for my first month on Airbnb. And what is Airbnb? And you wonder, right? So I think I made a live streaming earlier on to explain what Airbnb is. Airbnb is a new way to find a holiday rental place abroad using an app, and currently they have almost all over the world, and you can easily find places like odd places which offers really exotic accommodation, like on a tree house, on a train, on a bus. You could rent like a farm stay with practically real people, real home, and they open up their home for people to come and visit and stay with them. So that's a very in thing to do now, because I was actually being caught up by this idea. I was not so positive about this idea, because I was thinking, oh my god, you get people to come and stay with you. There was a lot of fear in me. Actually, I was thinking, hi YouTube, hi Facebook. So it took me a while for me to come to a point whereby, wow, this is an amazing pack. After my first live streaming, after my first lease, I was like, wow, it's that easy. And I think I was also very lucky. I get my first tenant, who is a very, very organized person. He's from Finland, and he's very clean. He likes to keep his things in orders. So I think in a way I was also lucky. But also Airbnb, they also screen all the people. Hi Carrie. Screen all those people who are renting the place, and they must have a very good standing with Airbnb. It means to say that as a person who rent, you must also have a good review from those people that you have rented from. So it worked this way. The person who rent and the person who rented out their place, they can review on each other, and both of them got review, and from there it is much easier for third-party people to look into that and see, oh okay, this place, is it really good or not? Is this really good as it say in the app? So I've been doing this for not very long. It's like my first 2 deals now, and I'm very, very positive about this, and I want to share this my tips, and I hope I could be able to help somebody who might consider renting out their extra room to earn extra income. My first deal was a Finnish guy. He lived here for more than 25 days to be exactly. And I made about 16 grand out from that period, which is really good, because this 15 grand can last me like at least 4 months, 3.5, 4 months of my own rental, which is really good. And I wasn't so excited about this, because I thought that nobody would want to rent my place. Because first of all, I was thinking, oh, we don't have a really big tourist attraction here. In this, it's a very, very small town in north of Sweden, and not many people would want to come here, because in terms of tourists, there's not so many choice. There's camping, but then camping is like everywhere. So I think that you shouldn't look it at that way. You should look it at what that makes people, or myself. I'm a foreigner, I'm from Singapore, and why do I want to live in this country? And because this country has offered me some quality lifestyle which I chose and which suits me. Maybe it's not for everybody. But then, you know, if you are given a chance to come here and live with people, the local people, and get to know the culture, the tradition, maybe that will increase the chance of you considering migrating to another country. In fact, the next guest that is coming, they are from Norway, and they are planning to move to Sweden, and that is why they considered renting my place, because I talk so much about my idea about why I choose to live in Sweden and what kind of things changed my life and how my surrounding changed my life. And she wrote about my profile, which is at Airbnb. I wrote a very long one. I was so glad that she bothered to read, you know, because for me, normally I wouldn't be bothered, but some people bothered to read. So I think it is really important that you have to believe that, like, why in the first place. Some people, in Singapore, I see a lot of people complaining, oh, there's nothing much to do in Singapore, it's so boring, you know, and blah blah blah. I said, no, you don't see the point. Why do you, if this is so boring, why do you even stay there, right? So for me, I think it is very important, like, if you are able to see the potential of the place that you are living, and are able to, you know, offer people a very good service, regardless of whether they're coming here for leisure or for work or for consideration to migrate here. It is also a good way to open up your home and let people come in. First of all, you get new friends. Secondly, you get to, you know, get an income, which is, I think, is quite important too. You have to have some motivation, right? So if you don't have that motivation, maybe, you know, it's for friendship, that is also as good, you know. And I always believe that when we treat other people the way we wanted to be treated, somehow, you know, it's always paying off. And I always believe that that when we are kind, we are always getting things back in return, much more. I never expect things that I could get back in return. So today I'm going to give you a tips. Like, I've seen a lot of people, like, I was just pumped into this idea and saying, I was looking at Airbnb just 2 days ago. I was looking at places like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, because I'm planning to go to Thailand and Singapore, and in Hong Kong even, you know. And they have so many properties that are already in Airbnb. And I look at some of them randomly, and I look at their calendar. Wow, all booked up, you know. And I was like, really? How come I don't get that in much booking? But then my booking is like it's more longer, but their booking is like very short. But still, you know, it's like income. So for those of you who have an extra room and consider, you know, getting a Airbnb as your host, to be a host there, I would recommend Airbnb. I was with TripAdvisor, but I don't get so many feedback there. I don't get so many review there. And I think maybe it's worthwhile thinking, all right? You don't have to decide today whether you want to do it or not. This is like a process. It took me like 3 months to decide whether I want to be on Airbnb. But when I'm into it, now I'm starting to think, hey, you know, actually I could turn this into a full-time income. Because you just imagine, if let's say, if your whole month is occupied, you have a very good income, you can actually earn, like for my case, it's like 3.5 times. It means to say that for 3.5, 4 months, I don't have to pay rent. I'm staying here for free. So it's just one person. And imagine if you can rent out to a small family of 4 person, then your income is like 4 times more or 3 times more, depending on the age of the people. Baby, I do not charge. I charge people who are 6 years and above. So, guys, I really want you to think about that. But before you even do anything, I want to give you guys some tips how I do mine. And I hope that with these tips, you can consider and maybe consider renting out your extra room. All right, it's very fun. And the reason why I want to do it full time is because of my last tenant, or like my last guest, the guy who's from Finland, and he was telling me this. He said, "Esti, you know what? I've lived in many countries. You know, I've been to many countries. I've been to a few Airbnb, but I've never come across an Airbnb like you." I said, "Oh really?" He said, "I saved his life." I said, "What? I saved your life? What do you mean?" He said, "You know, whenever I go traveling, he travel a lot, and he says that he live in hotel. He could never find a hotel that he feel at home, even though how decorative, how modern that hotel look like. But he never felt at home, especially if you're going to stay there like at least a week or so. You want to be able to feel like you're at home, and at the same time you felt secure. You have somebody, maybe going to be your friend, which I'm his friend now, you know, and this person can guide you and give you tips, like help you in case you need any help at home in the apartment." So he said he felt very secure. He felt so comfortable staying here. He can wake up anytime he want. He can do whatever breakfast he decide he want, because the shop is just downstairs. And he said, "You know, I really like your apartment, even though it's not very big apartment. It's like 3 room, but then, you know, it gave him the peace. And when he comes home after work, he felt like, oh my goodness, this is where I wanted to come back to." And I'm really pleased, because he told me, he said, "Do you know, SD, this kind of tourism, this kind of B&B is going to be the future. You are working with something that is in the future, which is not even now. A lot of people, they still don't get it. But you know, I've been moving around, living in overseas for many years. I know this will work for you, and especially if you have a very bubbly personality and you like to social, and it's no problem." And for me, I thought that, you know, it was like more like a friendship that we created between me and him. And you know, it becomes very personal, and I really like him. For the first impression, I was thinking, oh my goodness, he's a bit, you know, I felt that there's a wall. But after a while, when we get to talk, sit at the sofa, and I started to think, wow, this guy is like amazing. He's so kind, so sweet, you know. He has a wife, he's very proud of his wife, showing me all the pictures of his wife and his kids. So I think it's like, it just strikes me, oh my goodness, you know, this person is really real, you know. And he pays me a lot of money to do what I like. So why not? Okay, so guys, think about it. Now I'm going to start off with giving you 10 points, all right? Like I said before, treat other people the way you want to be treated. And why do people even choose hotel? Why people don't live in hotel? Why is it Airbnb is getting so popular now, and nobody wants to stay in hotel? Not everybody, but a lot of people are finding that the Airbnb is actually a much better choice, and I'm going to tell you why later on. All right, and you know, like he said, at home you felt at home, you felt secure, you have all the resources that you can rely on, and you know, you are having a friendship, and you are able to associate with this person, and get all the local information, see how they live, how the bed look like, how the toilet look like, how they sleep, how they sit, how they eat, how they dine, you know. It's like a learning process. And I think that is what most important when we are traveling. We just don't go to those, you know, fancy high class restaurant and enjoy our meal according to the magazine. That is not traveling. You are being a tourist, God's sake. And being a traveler, you are there to learn. And if you are not learning anything, if you just want to have that kind of luxury, of course, by all means, go and be a tourist. But I felt like, you know, they're missing out the most crucial part of our life. You know, we are here for a reason. We are here to learn. And it takes me a while for me to think. That is why my product is more and more in depth. My 7 days, all right, my 7 days product is like more and more in depth. That I'm trying to put in more and more information so that my potential visitor or guest can know more about, oh, how is it like? What do I get out of this experience? All right, that is really, really important. Why? Ask yourself, why should they choose hotel? Just now, I received a guy, his name, I don't want to disclose, but he told me, he said, hey, you know, if you want this kind of lifestyle and this kind of experience, you can get it in Canada at a much lower price. All right, maybe this is what you are concerned to, but you don't have to concern, because thank God, all right, nobody in this whole world is the same as me. Nobody, there's no another SD Wang who do what I want, who do what I do or did and learn. And I have this expertise and I have this life experience that I'm willing to share with other people. And does hotel provide you that? No. Does travel agent provide you that? No. You may be going for the cheapest. Maybe that is what you are all after, going for the cheapest. But would you get that personalized? People come to me because they know who I am. They've been following me and they know what kind of person I am. They like it or don't like it, you know, it's up to them. But they know who I am and they want to be part of my life and to be in my world, to find out, you know, and to learn from me. What is there to learn from SD? Why should they go to the cheapest, or why should they go to, you know, somewhere? No, it's not that case. The same for you too. When you have a property, when you have a room, whether is it a big room or a small room, it is you the one yourself, all right? Your personality of your decoration, your life, your history, it is who they deal with. It is not what they deal with. So remember that, okay? That is really, really important. And do they really just want to find a place to sleep? If they just want to find a place to sleep, they can simply go to the hotel or the motel, whatever way. Just a place to sleep, yeah, you can get that. But we're talking about personal connection and personal experience here, guys. Remember that, okay? Don't be put off by this, because it's not important. People go for people. People don't go for things. People don't go for stuff, all right? Very important. And also, I think very important is like you make that person feel like they are connected to you. And of course, I don't accept everybody, all right? I'm very choosy too, because I've actually rejected 3 people. First of all, I feel like not because of races or what, no. You have to think, all right? These are the people who are maybe not suitable for your lifestyle. Maybe they are too young, or maybe, you know, you have to consider that, you know, what kind of personality, what do they like? So usually when I accept a guest, I want to know who they are. I want to know what they like to do. I want to know what is their kind of lifestyle. Do they like to party? Maybe this is not a place for them, because this place is supposed to be peaceful and well kept, and I don't want people to mess up my place. And you too have to think about that. You can't just let anybody come into your space, right? You have to protect your own property too. And also check with the landlord or check with the authority before, if you are able to lease out their place, whether is it partially or what do you call that, whole apartment. All right, so that is really, really important. You don't want to get into trouble with all this, because later the owner can sue you for, you know, leasing out the place to anybody, and your neighbor might get complaint. So speak to the neighbor. If you get approval, you speak to the neighbor and tell them what you are doing and whether or not, you know, they are there to support you. Get their support and get their, you know, like acknowledgement that you are renting out your apartment. I think that is really, really important. And also make sure that your place is clean. Most important is clean. I make sure that my sheets are clean, especially my bed. I'm gonna buy a vinyl sheet that I can cover my whole bed, because that sheet will protect your bed from any kind of bugs, any kind of, people from other country. They may be um, having a different culture, having another kind of body odor. So that you have to consider too. All right, this is really important. And also, where are all your things kept? You must organize them properly so that it's easier. If those things that you want your guests to use, make sure you have a table like a coffee bar where you could display out all the things, so that they know, okay, these are the things that they can use, like coffee, tea, cereal, some candy, some snacks. Put it all out and let people say, hey, what's so good? It means enjoy yourself, knock yourself off. So I think this is really, really important. You make a person feel really welcome and at home. And also, I also like to think about, like because Sweden, especially during the springtime, sometimes, especially April, the weather is very crazy here. Sometimes it can rain, sometimes it can be snowing, sometimes it can be really sunny. So I always have like umbrellas, a raincoat standby in case they need to use them. And also like things that they can borrow, like a bicycle, maybe if you have a bicycle, but you don't have to have it. But if you have a bicycle, that they can cycle to the shop, or cycle to the beach, or cycle to the forest, I think will be quite good. And if you like, you can also charge them on that. I don't charge them, so because I find that these are things that people will bounce to not use so often, because their purpose, the time is very short, and they want to make use of as much time as possible. So before they come, what I do is that I always write for them a list. I find out what they like to do. And like this guy, this family that are coming, I ask them, what do you like to do? And they say, oh, we have kids and we are going to some event. Do you know what kind of event I could join? So what I do is that I write down a list of things that is happening during that month, and I tell them exactly how to go there. If they have a car, then it's no problem, we have the GPS. But if you don't have a car, then the bus. But then the bus here is like just one bus to town, so there's no way you can get lost. So I think it's really good that you keep them well informed, like the event, what kind of market, do they have like a beach event, do we have what kind of shop we have here, which shop is cheaper, like which restaurant is cheap, nicest, and what kind of special store we have, like stores that they don't have in their country. I remember there was one time I brought a group of China people, and I brought them to this hardware shop, really giant hardware shop. They were so happy. They said, wow, Esther, this is the best tour we ever get. We never been to a shop like this ever in China. And then everyone is like buying like this, they put they swipe away all the thing, the keychain in the basket. And I think they spend like, I don't know, a few thousand crown, just on souvenirs, which was really cool. I thought that was really fun. And also, when you are listing, the photograph is really, really important, because like my case, I do not know whether you can see, this is my listing in Airbnb. This is my own apartment, and LG has his own apartment too. Let me just show you LG's. All right, maybe I have to change the look of this. All right, this is LG's house, and the other one is my place. So right now I'm having two property, and I think why I say that this is much better as a picture. All right, first of all, is you get people to see like the whole room. I've seen a lot of people, they like to take picture like a cup or very nice statue, which is really good, because that shows the cultural part of your house as an individual's taste. That is really good. But then I think it's very important that you give a customer, don't go and use those wide angle, okay, because this is cheating. Use a real camera and show people exactly how the kitchen look like from far, and from the living room from far, and let people see how big it is, how spacious is it, how sunny it is, how bright, how warm. Is that a cold room or is it a, let people see and let people feel it. And I think it's really important that you use a good camera. Don't use those crappy camera. And lighting is very important. On the light when you take pictures, and make sure that you capture the moment where you felt like as a visitor. What would you like to see? Imagine, what would you like to see if you are a visitor, right? So I think that is really, really important. And also, don't just put pictures on your property or your apartment. Which room? This is bedroom, this is living room, this is dining room. You have to do that, but I think the most important is that you let people see what this place surrounding has to offer. All right, if you notice, if you go into my profile, you will notice that I put in a lot of pictures about what we can do here, where we can hang out, where we can go fishing, what we can do, at the market, what can we buy at the market, and how the shop look like. I go there and literally take pictures. And you can also take pictures on the nearby restaurant, so that people, hi LG, and so that people can, know that, oh, okay, my goodness, this is really cool. I like this restaurant. And also maybe some shops that they think, oh my goodness, this is a nice, the neighborhood. Let them have a good view on the neighborhood so that they feel more secure. And if there's something really, really good and positive about their neighborhood, mention it. All right, mention it. And also, if you have like things at home that you can borrow, lend it to them. Like for my case, I lend my picnic basket with mat and thermal. It's very important. These are the small things, but believe me, people will appreciate you for that, because no hotel do that. All right. Only friends do that. So you are giving people the opportunity to like explore and encourage them to go for picnic. We have a beach that is very, very near. Hey LG, which is very, really, really near. And I think it is good that you tips them, say, hey, we have a beach that is very nearby. Take the basket and go and have maybe buy a bottle of wine, just sit there by the seaside. I think people would really, really appreciate that too. All right. And also, what kind of entertainment? If you have Netflix at home or you have a Chromecast, let them know so that they can stream the movies. If they can't understand the Swedish, if let's say if you are staying in a very ethnic country and the visitor or the guest might not understand the language, and it's good to have like a streaming like Netflix or Chromecast where you can stream from the telephone to the TV, and let them know that you have this facility. All right. And also, I think when people travel, they are so stressed out, they forgot things like, oh, I forgot my toothpaste, oh, I forgot my mouthwash, oh, I forgot my shaving things. So good. All right, guys, I'm saying that these are very, very small expenses, but if you are able to provide people this, you don't have to put like 20 shaving blade or 2-3 toothpaste. You can just put a smaller size, and then let them know that they can use it in case they forgot to bring it. Some people, they forgot, and you must be prepared. People tends to forget. All right. And also, I think communication is really, really important in terms of communicating with your guests. Keep the guests informed that you have a social network. Let's say you are always on Facebook, and usually people come in, my experience is that they will ask you right away, hey, do you have Wi-Fi in the house? And of course, it's very important that you put a Wi-Fi password or a code around the house so that they can find them. And also change the password every time when you have a new guest. All right, that's really important too. And also let them add them as a friend so that they can contact you. Give them your telephone number, email, so that they can contact you anytime. And I make myself available for them. I said, when you are staying at my place, you can contact me anytime in case anything happen. But of course, this is a very, very safe place. I'm not expecting, but you never know, right? So it's very, very good that you give them a contact list that they can contact you anytime, because it's really expensive. Thank you for the heart and the thumbs up. And also, when you are staying abroad, sometimes some people don't have data. So if you offer them like Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, they will use it. And for me, my previous guest, I have a book. Actually, I call it a love book because I write to him. He don't know how to use social network, or maybe he refused to use social network. So what I do is I come home every day in the morning when he's not here, and then I write him a note and I say, hey, how are you? Did you sleep well? And you know that if you need anything, you can always call me at this number. And also I put up some juice, today, and I went to the market, I bought this, try it if you like, it's in the refrigerator. Small thing like this, people will feel like, wow, this girl or this host is really taking good care of me. So they will definitely come to you. And by true enough, this guest told me, okay, I see, the next time I'm coming is in autumn, and I hope I can bring my wife. You see, bingo, right? You get another customer, you get another lead. So this is what I think is really, really important, that you felt like you create your connection. Some people, they are very difficult to connect with, but if you are willing to do that, I think people will open up themselves to you. And I think with a very bubbly or social personality, it's much easier. All right, treat them as your best friend, and try and help them instead of thinking about how to earn their money. This is money is important, but it's not that important. I think the most important is you are having fun, that you enjoy what you are doing, and that you are able to help people make good choices. All right, so I think that is really important. And also breakfast, if you are not providing breakfast, I don't provide breakfast because I find that breakfast is really difficult, and people like to have a privacy. They want to wake up when they feel like it. So I think it is better that you encourage them and don't offer breakfast, because I think unless you want to earn an income, but then I find like it's better that they deal it themselves. Because for me, maybe I'm staying here, I prefer to do my own breakfast. I prefer to wake up the time when I feel like it, and breakfast is really that simple. So, and it's much cheaper to make myself than I would ask the host to prepare for me. Because if you ask the host to prepare for you, first of all, it's more expensive. The host do not know what you want, and then thirdly, and then you feel like you are being awakened by the host making breakfast for you. Don't do that. All right, get your own breakfast and make your own breakfast. All right, and also, if you want to make breakfast for them, you can also ask them what they like. So what we experienced before, it was a breakfast that was included. So what the host did was she buy the things that most Swedish people like, or most tourists like in that region. So she just stock everything in the refrigerator. So it's like a self-service that they can pick, boil their egg, cook the the porridge, do whatever they want. But then again, it's like, I find it so unnecessary. It's better that they deal it, and then you charge them lesser for that. Okay, much easier, make your work much easier. And tell the guests that which shop is cheaper. I have two shops here. One is a smaller shop, and the other one is a supermarket. So I always tell the guests, I say, you know, go to the bigger supermarket. It's much cheaper and the thing are more fresh. So I think this is the thing that you need to know too. And also, how do you promote it? To who do you promote your Airbnb? I would say that you start off with friends and family and colleagues and company, especially companies around your region. Why I say that? Because these are people that they have visitors and guests all the time. If the company is like dealing with international customers and visitors, so it's very good that you offer them this opportunity. Then they will know. And let me tell you, all right, the company guests will appreciate what the company do for them, because this is like not a hotel. They get to stay only in a hotel all the time, right? But if you're able to offer them a really good product, a very personalized service, let me tell you, you are hitting the bomb here, and that bomb is not being tapped. All right, so if you do it well, do it right, do it, just do it, and make it more personalized. And let me see if I cover. I actually have a list of things here that I've written, which I think it's really important that I share this, just in case any one of you are interested. And also, you know, like, do you have enough toilet paper? Do you have pet in the house, right? Or do you have a extra mattress that people can borrow, extra pillow, which is really good? And mostly people in Sweden, I do not know about other country, if you are staying like 2-3 days, usually I would ask them to pay the bed sheets, because we don't do that here. So it's either they bring themselves or they can rent it, or like towels too, you can rent it if they're just staying for 2-3 days. But if they're staying like a week or so, for me, I think I normally provide them, because it's like a service that you offer, which is really good, because they will also appreciate that also. And because in Sweden, in this kind of self-catering, usually we don't do that, but if you can do that, they would really like it. Okay, so who are your guests? Do you know what they do? Where do they hang out? And what are they doing right now? Do you know that? Do you know how to reach them? So if you want to know more information, follow me on my channel. Subscribe, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on the bell to on, so that every time when I go on live, you will get a notification. All right, and I hope you check out my live Airbnb too. It's in Airbnb. I have already included the link in the video description on this video, on this live video. And also, if you check onto my channel, you are able to contact me directly. I already include the link of where you can book my Airbnb. And also, if you are considering starting an Airbnb yourself, there is already a link there. Just click onto the link as me as your referral, so you can sign up with Airbnb right away. It's really easy to sign up, and it took me like 5-6 minutes to sign up. So it's really easy. And if you are a traveler and you want to get some offer discount, I think they offer like 350 crown, which is about $30 on your first Airbnb booking. So take advantage of that, and take advantage of what of this video, and I hope you share them at Facebook and subscribe. Alright, so guys, I hope I'm providing you guys some valuable content should you ever decide to do Airbnb. And if you do have any question, you are so welcome to send me a comment below here, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you. And don't forget to like and share. Bye.